Reading Pandas by Mamta Siroya, Phonics and an Early Literacy Program.
Hi, welcome back to Reading Pandas, and today what I'm going to talk about is final consonant blends. Final consonant blends are when two or more consonants come at the end of the word and they're pronounced without any vowel sound in between. Now before you introduce the final consonant blends, I would suggest that a few of the beginning or the initial blends should have been taught to children thoroughly, and then you can introduce the final consonant blends in clusters, which I'm going to show you today. So now let's begin. So let's begin with the first cluster. St, sk, and sp. Now let's revise with some words. Fast, whisk, wasp. One more time. Fast, whisk, and wasp. Now let's move on to the second cluster. This is the next cluster here that I'm going to teach you of the final consonant blends. Nt, nd, unk, and ung. The letter N, the consonant N, will have a very nasal sound. Let's repeat one more time. Nd, nd, unk, and ung. Now let's look at some examples here. Went, send, sink, and song. Very good. Now let's move on to the next cluster of the final consonant blends. Together. Together. And together as. Make sure the child is taught to identify the two sounds that are coming in these blends. Now let's revise with some examples here. Fact, script, and loft. Once all these three are mastered, we can move on to the next set of the final consonant blends. Now the cluster that I'm going to introduce begins with the consonant L, which makes a sound of L, and they're relatively easy because here both the sounds can be easily identified. L, ilk, ilt, and the last one is ild. Now let's practice them with some words. Shell, bulk, gold, gulp, film, and then the last one here is melt. Let's revise one more time. Shell, bulk, gold, gulp, fill and melt. Very good. And now moving on to the next cluster. The next set of final consonant blends are going to be with the consonant M, and we have two here. We have M and we have M. And now let's revise with some examples here. We have jump, and we have one more for here is thumb. This was easy. And now let's move on to the next one. Now the last set that I'm going to teach begins with the consonant R, and many a times this sound of R can be pretty much silent. Nevertheless, it has to be taught. So let's begin. R, 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 and D, and and then the last one we have is and. So let's make some words here. Tart, shark, bird, harp, scarf, whirl, and then the last one we have is barn. So as you realize when we read the words that the consonant R was pretty much silent. So I hope all the consonant blends are well sorted. Now let's do a quick recap of the final consonant blends here. I have some pictures here and we're going to fill in the last blend. The first word is diamond, and the blend that's going to fit in here is going to be nd. The next one is golf, and the last two sounds that you hear are l. So this is the blend golf. Giant. What are the two sounds that you hear are n and t. Giant. Moving on to stamp. What are the two sounds that you hear are m and p to make the word stamp. The next one is mill, and the blend is going to be l and k. Painting, and the last blend is going to be ng. Skunk, will make the word skunk. Script, and the last blend is going to be p and t. Script. Strict, so we hear the sound k and t to make the word strict. Skylark, the blend is going to be r and k. Shrimp, and p to make the word shrimp. Salt, l, t will complete the word salt. Whisk, s and k will be the last blend in the word whisk. Scalp, l and h will make the word scalp. And then the last and the final one is wasp. S and p will complete the word wasp. That was a quick recap of the final consonant blends. If you have found this video helpful, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Thank you so much for joining in there and see you soon.